What's up, YouTube? It's Catzilla here. Not me, the car. You already know. So, I've gotten actually a couple messages about the video I did with Jay, and then there's one comment actually on the video that's saying the guy, and I'm knocking you, bro. Hey, I hear you. That even with that little bit of stuff that 5.7 had, that shouldn't have had walked this car. And, I'm not making excuses or anything like that. And, partially, it probably was my fault. Some of it probably might have been my fault because, like I said in the video yesterday, that I was holding the camera with one hand. And I couldn't really manually downshift or anything like that. Oh, my finger's in the way. I couldn't manually downshift or anything like that. And the first time, we only did a couple rolls, actually. We didn't really go to doing that many. Yeah, I just didn't use manual mode. And the first time, like I said, I was in eco mode, basically, or eco mode, or whatever you want to call it. Just the custom mode where it drives normal to save gas and things like that. So that's the first mode it was in the first time. And then the second time we went around, I tried to use the paddle shifters, and I was in sport mode. So as we were rolling, trying to slowing down to the speed we wanted to go. We were going to go off of 30. I did put it in the manual mode off the paddle shifter. And usually, if you stay a little too long in that gear with the paddle, if you don't use it right away, it actually goes back into automatic. So when we took off, I just thought it was still in the second gear. I put it in second gear. And so when we took off, it was actually in fifth gear already. So when we left, it just downshifted to fourth. I think fourth or third, I don't remember. And then I was going over there activating the paddles, and it didn't do nothing. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I left in like fifth or fourth gear. Third gear probably went downshifting, if anything. But yeah, that was probably a lot of it my error. I mean, that might have been a closer race than anything else. Not knocking Jay at all, man. Like, that his car's badass. With the little bit of work he's done to it, I'm definitely he could keep up with Scats or beat them, if it can. I'm pretty sure that car can, and I'm not knocking nobody that says that shouldn't happen. But it is what it is. We'll get another run at it. This time, I'm gonna invest and get myself an actual camera to put on my hat or something like that, and that way I can actually have full control all the time of my hands and stuff like that. So I will tell you straight up, I have beaten Camaros. I have beaten a Mustang once already. I have beaten another Scat, a wide body Scat. I've actually raced this car, a couple cars and things like that. But I don't video when I do that. I'm actually using my hands, where I can actually use the paddle shifters, or I can use the gear shifter on the bottom. So I don't video those. And I have actually beat Mustangs, or, I've gotten a stock Mustang here or two, you know what I mean? I've been a Camaro, I think two Camaros already, SS's. But they would catch me. They got a good top end. Those Camaros have really good top end. The Mustangs do too. But, it just depends on how good of a driver you are and what speed you go. And I'm going to tell you straight up, in third gear, at 30 miles an hour, this car does spin. So I did it earlier when I was on my way home. I just wanted to test it. So I put it in track mode. I took the traction control off, and I downshifted the second gear with the manual shifter at the bottom on the side. When I took off, it actually took off, but it spun at 30 miles an hour. It spun, but regardless, it actually picked up faster. I could tell from yesterday's video till when we did that. Like, it just didn't feel like it did anything. Like, it just felt sluggish. And today on my way home, like I said, from work, I did a couple pulls in it in third at 30 miles an hour, in second gear manual mode on track mode with the traction control off. And I'm going to tell you, the car picked up like a motherfucker. Like, it pulled. So, Jay, my buddy, my pal, we're going to have to do it again, bro. But this time we're going to have to do something to where we can put the cameras, like a GoPro, stick it on the window or something like that. And actually, that way I have full control of the car. Because like I said, yesterday, I didn't have full control of the car. Like, I didn't race it. You know, and I like I said, I've raced cars already. I've already raced some Scats. I've already raced, you know, 2 Camaros. You know, Mustang here. I think 2 Mustangs. One did catch me. The other one I got by half a car. The Camaro, same thing. You know, I got a Camaro by half a car. The other one started pulling on me. It just depends. It just depends. But anyways, but yeah, if, to the guy, I commented on the page that, yeah, that shouldn't have happened type of. Honestly, you know, I just didn't drive the car. But if you build a 5.7, my bad, my fingers keep getting in the way. But if you build a 5.7 with a good tune, E85 actually adds a lot of power. And it's very, very, I don't know how to say it, but E85 versus 91, like you're going to get instant power like that. Like you're going to get power like right away versus 91. I had E85 in my Magnum, and let me tell you, when I put that fucking fuel in there, it woke that motor up. I did the same thing. I was either keeping up with them or I was beating them. Depended. But it's like I said, it's just all in the driver. And I'm going to be, seriously, as you know, it was my error. I didn't use manual mode. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have had a track mode. Because like I said, when I had took off, the car was already in 4th gear, 5th gear. And, you know, and Jay, he doesn't know how to drive. You know what I mean? He had his hands free. He was able to probably shift and do however he wanted. And, you know, and his car's tuned and everything like that. So, but Jay, you know, we definitely have to do it again. This time without me having to hold the camera and vice versa. You know what I mean? Jay's a very good friend of mine. I'm not talking shit about him. None of that shit. But you know what I mean? Like, but maybe we should do another video, Jay. You know, this time, you know, actually do something. Do a few rolls, a few pulls in Mexico, and just to see actually how much closer the car really is. You know what I mean? But yesterday he did beat me fair and square. You know, like I said, a lot of the stuff was probably my fault. Maybe it was just the car wasn't just performing yesterday. I don't know. But, you know, his car was performing pretty fucking good yesterday. It was actually. I missed the smell of E85. His car pulls up. You know, you could just smell the fucking French fries coming out of it. So, anyways, but we're gonna go for a ride. I'm gonna do my best to use my phone and somehow put it on my hat and record this. And I'm gonna actually shift it manually with my hands, and you're gonna see the difference. Like, I don't know, you probably couldn't tell yesterday in that video, but you're gonna, I noticed right away. But anyways, let's get to it. We're gonna go for a little cruise real quick, and then we'll just test that out. All right, so now we're in the car. So I'm gonna come up to my screen. We're gonna go to the drive modes. I'm actually gonna put it in track, and then it actually turns off the traction control. So it's off. See there, off. But I'm gonna turn it on. So it's on. We'll try with it on, off, whatever. And I am gonna do this. I got some tape. I got my hat. I'm gonna tape it to my hat, and hopefully we can get a better view of this, you know. And then I can actually use my hands. So I'm gonna do that right quick. Well, guys, the tape and the hat thing didn't work. It kept pushing, the hat kept touching the screen somehow and changing it. So I got probably like a little bit of video, and then it just kind of would switch on its own. So I stopped. Right now it's on my tripod looking stupid thing that I have that sucks. But it works, but it sucks. Like, it doesn't hold the phone good. It's just too heavy. So I'm gonna try it like this. I put tape on it so it wouldn't fall, hopefully, and it doesn't fall back and things like that. So we're gonna try it. We're just waiting for the cars to pass by a little bit, let it get a little more empty. I try not to do it when there's so many cars in the way. So here we're gonna light right now, and so all these cars are gonna pass me, and it gives me a chance to kind of get out here right now. So here we go. So we're in track mode. I am in 2nd gear. I'm gonna get to 30 miles an hour. Hopefully you guys can see that. That actually picked up pretty good. That was really good. I was on point with the shifts. I was looking up and then looking down, looking up, looking down, just seeing where the RPM range was. Now in sport mode, it doesn't do that. Like it literally will rev quick. So I'm not really used to the sport mode, but we will put it in sport mode and I will try it in sport. I'm gonna switch it right now. I feel that in track mode, it stays in the gear a little bit longer. I'm still learning the car, and like I said, like when I go to race, I'm actually not videoing, I'm not recording, because my hands are free and I'm able to kind of concentrate. But majority of the time I am in track mode. I usually do track mode only because, and then yeah, like I said, yesterday's video, give it up to Jay. He was doing what he was doing, and he knows how to really control his car. And if you've ever seen any of his old videos of his old Challenger that he used to have, of the V6, that V6 was fast. And there was barely anything done to the car. A tune, some stuff here and there, nothing really too crazy. So we're gonna go in sport mode right now, real quick. There's some chotas here, there's some police right here that pulled over a car. Pick you up a little. And I don't know why. But honestly, I think that track mode is the best mode I should have been in. And I should have been, I'm going to invest in a camera, you guys. It sucks, because I actually, the races that I've raced, I've never recorded because I like to use my hands. When I'm doing content like that with another creator and stuff like that, I'm going to use my camera as best as I, and video and things like that. So, I mean, majority of the time when, we did a couple road races, like I said, and I wasn't, I didn't use manual mode. I didn't put on track mode. I kind of did, like, at the first it was on auto. I don't know if you can see that right there on the screen. It says auto right there. I was on auto the first time, and the second time I put it on sport. But again, I was trying to use the paddle shifters. There's one right here. I started in it, and I think it's just because we rolled for so long. So check this out. Manual mode engage. I'm just gonna drive in it for a little bit. So yeah, it did come out of manual mode when I was driving. I just pulled over right now. But yeah, if you guys think with me and Jay should do another video, which we probably will anyways. I mean, we're gonna collab a lot. I mean, we're gonna get together more than usual. But we will do another video actually. And this time we'll get a little bit more set up to where I can actually shift the way I want and stuff like that. But yesterday, that's an error on my part. I know it is. I probably could have gotten him. We probably could have been right toe to toe, neck to neck, door to door, whatever. Who knows? But we'll do it again where we can actually get some pulls in. We'll go to Mexico and do that. But yeah, like I said, but his car is fast. I'm not gonna say that there's no way that he could have beat my car. Because it's possible. It is very, very possible, and I'm not saying that it's not. But maybe my fuck up was not being able to drive the car the way I normally would have probably driven it, right? So Jay over there at Notorious_7_7. Hold on, I said it wrong. Jay at Notorious_5_7. There you go. I got it right this time. We're gonna do another couple rolls, bro. We're gonna have to do it. And also, I have to get rear tires. These tires are spent. Yeah, I mean, look at this shit. Tires are not the best. They're literally pretty much nothing left of them. So good for burnouts. That's what I say. But anyways, that'll do it for this video, guys. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If I was just probably not just driving around. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't. But, again, it might have been a closer race, Like I said, the first time I was in eco mode or the custom mode. Second time I was in sport mode. And I did downshift it to take off, but we rolled a little too long. And I guess it just popped out, and it was in 4th or 5th gear. And then when it downshifted, it was already too late. You know what I mean? Like, he was probably in 2nd gear when he took off. So, anyways, like I said, we will do another one, guys, for a fun run. Love hanging out with Jay. go to his channel and subscribe, guys. Go give him some love, help him grow. He's not new to YouTube, but you know, help him, encourage him to show off his car more on the channel, like I do on here. I do short videos, just to, you know, put the car out there. But anyways, that'll do it for this video, guys. Appreciate the love, appreciate everything else. See you in the next one. Peace.
You